The Tokyo Metropolitan Gymnasium ready for another gold medal match. We are about to get underway with the women's team classes 6 to 8 gold medal match. It is China against the Netherlands. This is the schedule, just the one match on table 2, the standing table, and it is China against the Netherlands. And who would bet against the Chinese team, which has the individual Class 8 gold medalist and the individual, the singles, Class 8 silver medalist as well. Although, to be fair, the Netherlands have their fair share of stars as well. Kelly van Zon, the gold in the singles, a gold at Rio and London. Class 7 for her, of course, as well. And alongside her, Frederik van Hoof, a Class 8 athlete, just 20 years of age. The rackets are lined up. We are lined up. We await the athletes.
We'll be beginning with the doubles match. Of course, this is a best of 3 contest. Doubles match followed by 2 singles matches if necessary.
For the women's teams, class 6 to 8.
And the athletes are about to make their way onto the field of play. Down to just the 2 tables, of course. The wheelchair table is table 6, but we are concentrating on table 2.
People's Republic of China.
And this is such an impressive Chinese team. Mao Jingdian, Huang Wenchuan and Wang Rui. Of course, as you said, Mao has been a real star of these games. She's already got a gold medal in the singles in Class 8. She was champion in singles in London and Rio. She's got a 3rd Paralympic gold singles, and of course she'll be wanting the gold here today, won't she?
That's a terrific trio. Wang Rui, the 3rd member of that team, as they have cruised through, beating Germany and France.
Versus Team Netherlands. Orlando.
And Mao has been absolutely spectacular all through this tournament, looking for a 2nd gold here in Tokyo. But they'll have to get past the Netherlands, just the 2 in this team. Frederik van Hoof and Kelly van Zon. Those are our 2. They had a bit more of a battle against the Russian Paralympic Committee, but they will be quite a challenge, the biggest challenge so far for the Chinese team.
So let's introduce you to our umpires for this 2nd final of the
Those
day.
are our athletes. That's how they line up as well, and perhaps a little bit surprising that Van Zon is not on in the 1st singles.
Well, the Netherlands clearly backed themselves to take this all the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, the officials.
They must be thinking it'll go to 3 matches, and with Kelly van Zon in the form that she's been in, she was so impressive in the singles, winning that gold medal. She showed such grit and determination. It was a tough match for her. She was taken to 5 in the singles gold, but what a win it was for her.
Well, the pleasantries and the paperwork just about done. The toss has been completed, and now we await the 1st match, the doubles. Wang will take her seat. She's not been very much employed, certainly in the 1st match, just sat there, didn't need her for the 3rd match, the singles match, the 2nd singles match.
Well, the Chinese team took silver in Rio. None of these athletes featured in that team, but they'll be hoping to go one better than their predecessors here today. Mao Jingdian, world number 1 in Class 8. Huang Wenchuan, world number 5. And Van Zon on the other end of the table is world number 1 in class 7, and Van Hoff is world number 17, also in class 8. So Van Zon is the only player in class 7 on the table here today.
Now just taking her time to strap up that right leg. Gold in London, singles, gold in Rio in the singles, gold in Tokyo. Looking for a gold in the doubles as well to add to her burgeoning collection. Still only 26 years of age.
Van Zon, 33-year-old, world ranking number 1 in class 7. Won gold in class 7 here in the
That's Van Hoff on the
Paralympic Games.
left-hand side, the taller of the two Dutch athletes. Interestingly, I like the quote she has given us as part of her biography. She says, you forget your disability when you're playing table tennis. Just, I guess, focus on the table, don't you, really? Warm up. Just a couple of minutes of warm-up, then we'll be underway in this gold medal match. Whatever happens, these two will have at least a silver. They will have a story to tell for the rest of their lives if they overcome this really strong Chinese side.
So here we go then with our second final of
And whatever happens, the Dutch Paralympic team always received home like heroes. I was at the airport after the last Paralympics in Rio, and they were escorted by fighter planes to the runway. When they taxied back, they had all the fire engines and other vehicles escort them, and then a spray from 2 fire engines as they parked up. Women's team gold medal match then in classes 6 to 8. It's China against the Netherlands. China starting very well, as you'd expect them to. Oh, Van Hoff trying to change the angle. So a bit of confusion amongst the Chinese, but absolutely great return. Just a little bit too much for Van Hoff to get to the net, and it's a spot of bother for the Dutch here. Just so quick around the table. And Huang Wengjuan, that backhand, no coming back from that. On the scoreboard, still a lot of work to do in this first game of this first match. It's good serve, good angle. Just push wide by the Chinese. A lot of spin from Mao. It just kicked off and went wide from Van Hoff. You see a little flick of the wrist as she played the shot. Well, we've got about 3 minutes on the clock, and we have 8 game points. And they just need the one. And it's a breeze so far for the Chinese. The coach won't need to say too much, will he? And you just wonder whether this might be a little bit one-sided. We will find out as this match progresses. Wang Rui may just be a water carrier again. Well, talking's done. Let's see if the Dutch can do better in this second game. Certainly second best all the way through that first game.
Well, they really can't afford to let players of the Chinese athletes' caliber get into a position like that. You can't afford a slow start against the Chinese. This is a best of 5, but I'm not sure that we'll be going the distance at this rate.
6 unanswered points in that first game. That's going to hurt you. Oh, and Mao, it's just the placement. There wasn't any spin on that, just pushed across, but difficult to get to for the Dutch pair. Unforced errors against these two, not something you want to do. And all the luck's going the Chinese way as well. Decent serve, setting up the point nicely. Certainly a much better start. They need to stay in touch with the Chinese. Don't let them pull away.
Well, the Chinese have certainly been dictating. They haven't allowed the Dutch to find their rhythm at all. Could perhaps be some nerves from the less experienced Dutch player, Van Hoof, who hasn't found her serve yet either.
Another apology for the Chinese pair. The net is being kind to Mao and Huang so far, but you make your own luck, I guess. Sat up to be hit, but there's a lot of spin on it, and that top spin forehand just not landing on the table. And once again, we are heading towards crunch time. Little look from Mao to Huang. The conversation continues. A bit of a wild backhand. Van Hoof is the one who's been suffering on the serve. Oh my word. I think that's gone the way of the Dutch. I think it was so far wide. Yep. 6-5, didn't hit the paint.
This is much
better. It's
better.
been turned around. There we go. I think I can say I was a bit surprised to see the Dutch being given the point there. Tries to slap forehand on the diagonal into the net. And the Chinese with another good lead in this second game.
Well, that 2-point lead quickly increased to 4. It's amazing how quickly things can change.
Shot back over the table from the Chinese, and the forehand again long. They're not finding their range. They're not dealing with the spin variety from the Chinese. And the return, just, well, it was back onto the table, but look how it sat up nicely. And Huang able to step in and deliver. Oh, that was better. What a crisp backhand that was from Van Zon, showing the class that took her to the Class 7 gold medal in the singles. Oh, what a point from the Chinese. What a return. That set up the chance for Mao. She didn't need a second invitation.
4 game points now for China.
This time it comes off, and Zon has been trying that shot all through this game. Got it right this time. And once again, the topspin forehand going long. It was more of a battle. It took a whole 2 minutes more this time, but the Chinese are looking ominous in this gold medal match.
Indeed. If they win game 3, they are in a very healthy position heading into the singles. 11-2, 11-7, much better from the Dutch pair. Must win game for them next.
Chinese, such variety, so many options. Van Hoof suffering, her serve not really firing. They've just got to be as positive as they possibly can. Be confident in their opportunities, like that backhand there from Van Zon. They certainly have the tools, but they are being dominated by the Chinese. Third game. They don't think on the way through. Those are the kind of shots you've got to make if you want to make inroads against the Chinese. It is Van Hoof who's been having problems with that serve, and there's another one. That's better. Now, wasn't a great shot from her. You don't say that very often. Sat up nicely. How about that for 2 decent points from the Dutch in a row? Finding their range, putting pressure on their opponents. Well, that's a lovely floated return from Mao. So clever around the table. Good options she makes, good choices. Little look at the rubber of the racket from this woman. Bamboozled by the serve and the spin, I think. And it all comes down to the return of serve. Get a good return of serve and you're in the points.
Yeah, the Dutch still very much in this game. Playing so much better.
And they're level. Well, this is a lot brighter from the Dutch. Just got a bit tangled up in position, didn't they? And again, it was a promising point. They had the chances to win it. Brilliant, much better.
Yeah, that's the way we know Kelly Van Zon can play.
I was going to say, pulling the Chinese athletes out of position. But they are only level. And they do need to win the next 3 games. Trying the flick backhand, topspin, couldn't land it. It's good, positive intent though from the Dutch. I think that's what they have to do. Oh, well, we've seen her do that 1 or 2 times in this match already. Just come around, play the angle, drifted onto the table and drifted away from the Dutch. Just when you thought you might have a sniff, the Dutch find themselves 3 points behind, 3 points in a row for the Chinese athletes.
And that's their biggest lead of this game so far for the Chinese, as they are closing in on game 3. If they win this, they win the match.
Oh, it just died, had so much topspin on it. That's a fabulous shot, and 5 match points. Hanging in there. That'll do it. Well, it was better from the Dutch. A little bit more resistance, perhaps, in game 3. But it was mighty quick. And China, this juggernaut of players, just keeps on going.
Yeah,
3-0.
Too little, too late, perhaps, from the Dutch. And interesting the way the lineup is. Frederik van Hoff up against the world #1 Mao Jingdian next, which is tactically very interesting for the Dutch team, but perhaps not the best choice. But we will see. That's to come. So that's how the match was won. China by 3 straight games in just 15 minutes. The Dutch never really allowed the chance to find their rhythm. China dictating from the off.
Let's talk about the athletes first and foremost.
So that's how things look so far, and we have Mao versus Van Hoff next, the world #1 versus the world #17. And of course, in this best of 3 contest, if China win this next one, they win the gold medal. What must Van Hoff be thinking?
I'm assuming that the Dutch have looked at the classification, and they've got a Class 8 and a Class 7 athlete. Mao is Class 8, so I think they were thinking, although Kelly Van Zon is a gold medalist, perhaps through the classification they were going to just go with the highest classification, the athlete with the most mobility, I guess. We shall see. I think it's whatever they did. It was going to be a tough call. Wang Rui has not had an awful lot to do, if truth be told.
Very much part of the cheer squad from the bench, Wang Rui. So Mao and Van Hoff contesting the first of the singles matches.
Quick warm-up, not too much needed. Of course, they've already been involved in the doubles match.
These two have only actually met once before on the tour, before coming into these games, and it was Mao who won that match, as you might expect.
Yeah, 20-year-old Frederik van Hoff always plays with a smile on their face, so I like that for a start. Took up the sport at primary school. There's a table tennis table in the playground. She said, I want a tournament, and I thought I'd join a table tennis club. We've heard lots of stories of just how people have been inspired to take up parasport. Joined the Stiffont club. said she's looking forward to partnering Van Zon in this match. Good relationship. She did say it's a real shame that her family can't come. She's hoping that in Paris they can all come and cheer her on.
Much shorter trip, of course, for the Dutch to Paris.
Yeah, drive that one, get on the train. Same time zone, no real issues.
Well, I'm sure they'll still be up and watching at home, whatever time it might be in the Netherlands.
Second match of this gold medal contest. It's Mao against Van Hoof. Van Hoof has to win this one to keep their gold medal hopes alive. Oh, tried the fast surprise serve, but you've got to land it on the table. Not this time. Lined it up nicely, that point, for the slapped forehand. Found the net. Oh, that's better. Got the serve away. And there's the smile again. 6 points on the board. A quick towel break for the Dutch woman. Into the body, not quite getting the racket where she wanted it, Van Hoof. Oh, and certainly not getting it where she wanted there. Catching the edge there as the ball just drifted away.
Well, you could see what she wanted to do.
Look at the backspin, a little bit of side spin just drifting on. That's fabulous defence from Mao, because that ball was coming at some rate of knots towards her, and she managed to turn defence into attack in a blink of an eye. Frustration etched on the face of the Dutch woman here. And again, fast flat, and Van Hoof, well, just, I think it looked like she couldn't believe what had happened there. A little blink. Better. Good decision making at that point from Van Hoof. She picked the time to attack well. But when you're against Mao, the ball keeps coming back.
7 game points for the Chinese then.
Didn't need too many of them. And she cruises Mao Jingjian to that first game. And China, at the moment, are cruising towards the gold medal. Mao could nickname her the Great Wall of China. The ball keeps coming back. Like you're playing against a wall. It's like when you push half a table against the wall and keep practicing, and it keeps coming back. And I suppose part of it might be psychological when you know the other end of the table is a triple, gold medalist in singles in your class. You know you're up against it, but that is the sort of barrier you've got to overcome.
Absolutely, she's vastly experienced, the Chinese player. Van Hoof playing in her first Paralympics. But you have to forget about all that once you're there at the table.
One thing it will do, if you learn a lot more, one athlete said once, you learn a lot more from defeat than you do from victory. And I think if Van Hoof just learns, whatever happens in this match, if she loses straight games, just learn from it and analyse it and come back stronger. Not getting much success when she tries that drifted backhand. Much better on the forehand. Well, she played it patient that time and still came off second best. And the frustration etched on that forehead. And that side spin just drifting away. Just like this match is as well. It's just so amazing to watch Mao at work.
Yeah, she's absolutely relentless. 6-point lead already.
That's what she can do. But she is not in control at the moment of this match and of this game. Right option, couldn't land it though. You feel that Van Hoof is running out of ideas against this phenomenal athlete. Dismissive. No need to rehearse that one after the event.
Yeah, that forehand down the diagonal has been so effective for Mao.
Again, winding up, getting as much top spin as she could on that, and it still goes long. 8 game points here. Oh, marvellous. And a little acknowledgement from Van Hoof as well before she turned around back to her corner. This is a masterclass from Mao. And the golfing world rankings is playing out on the court as well.
I get the sense as well that Mao isn't actually at her top level. She could find another gear if she wanted to.
Yeah, it's easy, isn't it? It's easy on the eye, and it's easy on the scoreboard for the Chinese. Van Zon looks very relaxed in the corner, I think possibly because she knows she's unlikely to be called into action again. Wang Ri knows she's not going to be. It's Huang against Van Zon if this one somehow goes the way of the Dutch woman. I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, a must-win game for the Dutch woman if she is to stay in this contest.
And she's doing the right thing. Got to be positive, got to go for it.
You often see that when players are down by such a huge margin, that they do start playing with more freedom and they start playing with a bit more confidence because they feel, well, I've got nothing to lose at this stage.
Fabulous forehand from Mao, though. Look at the surprise on Van Hoof as it kicks off the table and over the racket. Mao looking very polished here. It was a fabulous return from Van Hoof. Read the spin well, but Mao, back it came. Picked up the point, 4-0. And again, Van Hoof not doing too much wrong there. Pushing across on the diagonal, then down the line, but missing the table. I wonder if the coach is going to call a timeout. Or will it just prolong the agony? 6 points, can take the towel. Yeah, certainly working up a sweat, being manoeuvred around the table by Mao. Took the net. Took the net. Nothing that the Dutchwoman could do there. There you go. Changed the trajectory horribly. And this is fast running away from the Dutch. The Chinese just a handful of points away from the gold medal here. Nothing is working for Van Hoof. She is around the table, trying to find an opening. Mao, absolutely majestic. And there we are, a point, a precious point in this game. Again, a little touch of the net, but Mao has earned her luck. And there are 9 gold medal points coming up. Oh, this time the net favouring the Dutchwoman, who saved 2. Oh, make that 3 in a row for Van Hoof. It's not 5 though, and Mao eases over the line, and it is China who take the gold medal in the women's team class 6-8 gold medal match.
An absolute masterclass from the Chinese athletes. They go one better than their teammates in Rio 5 years ago, the team who earned the silver medal. China take the gold here in Tokyo in classes 6-8, and they were utterly dominant from the off. Wonderful performance from the Chinese athletes.
Yeah, the first match, the doubles, took 15 minutes. That match took 14. And so yet another gold for Mao, yet another gold for the Chinese here at the Tokyo Metropolitan Gymnasium, and it did not take long to garner the top step of the podium.
So our next matchup doesn't start until 1
Statistics, if you're Dutch, look away now. It's not been a great match for Frederique Van Hoof. 14 minutes, goodness me.
The 2 matches, of course,
33 points to 9 in terms of points won through the 3 games.
And
that's the tale of this match. It was a breeze in the end. It's the Dutch who have to take silver. They'll be delighted and proud with that. There's no disgrace in losing to this phenomenal Chinese team who have not dropped a game in this competition.
So much strength and depth in Chinese table tennis, and that is a second gold of these games for Mao. She took gold in the singles. She's taken gold in the teams. Well deserved. And this is how it was won.
Yeah, the third game was the easiest of them all, although there was a little bit of a fight back at the end. It was a lot too little, too late. And it was a walk in the park, really, for Mao and for Huang Wenjuan. Wang Rui, not required, but it's very much part of the team as well.
Credit to Van Hoff. It's not easy to go up against a player of Mao's class with a gold medal on the line. And as you said earlier, she will be richer for that experience, learning a lot from that defeat. But the celebrations for China, big smiles for the Chinese athletes.
Yeah, they've got the flag down, and for the benefit of our cameras and for the photographers, this is the picture they will treasure. I imagine Mao has quite a few of those up on the wall somewhere at home, alongside the medals. It was just too easy. 2-0, their win over the Netherlands. It is China who take the gold medal in the women's team class 6-8 competition.